Okay, guys, we're back. A few videos back, we talked about DJI drones and what is going on with them. More than likely, they're going to get banned, and you're not going to be able to purchase anything new. So, if you want to get one, your window of opportunity is running out. So I ordered one. This one came from Korea. That's where I had to get it from. Tried to get one from Mexico, but that didn't happen. So let's take a look at it. See what we got here. It just came in today. I think the U.S. drone market's got a ways to go before you can have anything of this quality. I mean, it's a few years down the road, but I'm sure eventually somebody will step up to the plate. I don't know if it's going to be the same price, you know, what you get. So let's see what I got in the mail from Korea. And actually, it came pretty fast. I was surprised because it's telling me that it wasn't going to come in until the end of October. But it was here within, I ordered it on Saturday, or Sunday actually. I ordered it on Sunday, and what's today? Wednesday? It's already here. No tariffs. It was already, I guess, taken care of on their end. I didn't have to worry about it. Even though it said, when I bought it off of eBay, is where I bought it. And it was, it said on there that you would have to pay import tariffs to get this product. The eBay advertisement said that. See? Thank you for your purchase, eBay. But the seller said that in the U.S., all tariffs were taken care of on his end. And I guess he lived true to his word because FedEx, when they delivered it, didn't ask for any money. You know, because you usually got to pay the tariffs. At customs, or you got to pay the tariffs when it's delivered to you, whether it comes U.S. Postal Service, UPS, FedEx. They would collect the fee at the point of delivery. So this is the latest DJI drone that just came out, the DJI Mini 5 Pro. I got my Mini 3 Pro right here, so I'm kind of curious to see what this one, how much bigger, because it already looks like it's a little bigger than this one. But yeah, so we're just getting ready for when the ban comes. We have enough tools, so when I get back out on the water, I can get you guys some really good aerial footage of the areas that I fish and stuff. So like I was saying is, yeah, more than likely the ban's going to happen because I think the FCC just added not just DJI, but any other Chinese manufacturer, I think, which was a tool and a few other ones, to their list of products that are going to get cut off. So I doubt very seriously that anything's going to get worked out like it got worked out with TikTok. I don't know why, because I mean they worked the deal with TikTok, the government did, but for some reason DJI, whatever path it went down with the federal government, it doesn't look like it's going to work out. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe something here in the last hour will get worked out and everything's fine. But if you've noticed, you can't hardly get them anywhere. They're out of stock because they've already told all the suppliers, Amazon and all them, that they need to deplete their stock. So that's telling me if they need to deplete their inventory, that they're no longer going to be able to sell them in the U.S. So like I said, if you do want one, now's the time to get it before the ban goes into effect. Downside is like support. So I have 3 of their drones, which I talked about in the other video. I have, well, let me get the original one. Where is it at? I got it over here. All right, so let me close it up so we can set it there so you guys can see it. So this is the original Air. That's the first one that I bought back in 2017, 2018. And then I bought the Air 2S about, I don't know, I don't remember when, but it was a few years after that. And then last year, or year before last, I bought the Mini Pro. I like the airline. More so just because it's compact. That's why I use it. And then the Mini line is even more compact. So I'd seen the Mini line develop because you got the Mini 1, Mini 2, and then you got the Mini 3 and so on. 4, and now you have the Mini 5 that just came out. What I like about it is it's compact. And it suits the needs that the way I shoot and stuff. The bigger line, the Mavic Air, I'm still debating if I'm going to get one. Or I mean the Mavic line. That's their legacy line, their flagship line. Of this series, and the Air series is their next step down version, and then the Mini is the lowest version of that. With this Mini 3 Pro, boy, I mean, I'm really impressed with the footage that it puts out. I would have had some footage from Boca Chica Beach with it, but I had to delete all that because since it was a no-fly zone. So, but I'll definitely get some footage somewhere with it, and so you guys can see it compared to my Air 2S. The one I use the most of is this one that you'll see. In the beginning of my videos, when I first started making videos, it was this one. So the first few years, first 2 or 3 years of video making, I did it with the original Mavic Air S. And now most of them have been with this one, with the 2S. They have a 3S out. I might get that one instead of the Mavic 4, but we'll see. And that way I'm pretty much set for a while before I have any issues. So what I'm trying to say is what the downside is, you're talking about support. Once they ban it, you're not going to be able to get anything new from the company. You should still be able to fly with what you have, because I'm going to get this one registered, and you'll still be able to fly it. But once the components wear out and stuff and everything, and if it's still in the ban status, you're not going to be able to get repair parts for it. Batteries, stuff like that. So I still have, which you wouldn't believe because most people don't. You got to remember, this is a 2017 model. I still have all my 3 original batteries for this guy, and they still work. Look at that, fully charged. Look at that, fully charged. And then the other one is in the unit. And I'll show you this one. That one's got one less because I was trying to pair it. Like I was telling you, the reason why, there's 2 reasons why I don't really fly this drone anymore. One is I still need to get a a remote ID transponder to put on here that'll fit. I found one that I think that'll work, but it doesn't have that long of a life. I think it only lasts for like, because it comes with a little battery in it. I think it only lasts for like 30 minutes, and then you got to recharge it to reuse it. So I'm still kind of looking on that. And then two, pairing it with my phone, or actually pairing the remote to, not really pairing it with my phone, but pairing the remote to the actual unit. It's a pain in the ass. I mean, on the Mavic Air. It's a good drone. Never had any issues out of that drone other than the pairing. And it's always been a pain to try to get it to pair up with the remote to the unit. And once it takes, then yeah, then it works fine. But I was trying to pair it here the other day. That's why I charged up the batteries. And I was going to, you know, check it out and update the app and get all that stuff going before everything gets banned. But I couldn't get it to pair. That's why I stopped using it. The main reason is because it doesn't pair. This one works really well. It came, let me push this back. It came with this remote. At the time, this was the style of remote, which is a lot better than, where's the other one? Which is a lot better than this setup. This is the one that comes with the original Mavic Air. And I always have trouble pairing this to this unit. It doesn't pair well. It's always been an issue. Ever since I bought it when it was new, it's always been an issue to pair it up. Sometimes, yeah, you'll just hit it and boom, it'll take. And then most of the times, no. It takes, you got to do it over and over and over and over again until they pair up. So that's always been a problem. But when they went to this remote and this one, I never had an issue. Just put my phone on there. The cord is, I don't know where the cord is now because I don't even use this anymore. I'm sure I got it in the bag somewhere. But this would pair up every time with this unit. But you can't use this remote on that because it's a different technology. You got to have this, whatever technology that's built into this is the only one that works with this. This won't work with that. These are different technologies. So this remote will work on these two drones, but it won't work on that drone. And when I bought this Mini Pro 5, they had, Mini Pro 3 there, they had updated to this. And this, man, I love this. So this one here, I don't know if I showed you guys. Let me power it up. Let me show you how many different drones this one will fly on this one remote. You got to remember, it won't fly this one because it's completely different technology. And we'll pair it up here. Now, as it loads, I'll show you. This is pretty cool. So, you go to Connection Guide, and it's going to ask you, which drone do you have? You got the Mini 3 Pro, which is this one that I have. Or you got the DJI Mavic 3 Pro. It'll fly that drone. It'll fly the DJI Mini 3. It'll fly the DJI Mavic 3 Classic. It'll fly the DJI Mavic 3. And it'll fly the DJI Air 2S, which is this one. That's the one that I have. So I love this style of control module. More so than this is pretty good because you can just hook your phone to it, and then you got to have the app on the phone to make it work, and it works really good. I have no complaints on this. But this is tops right here, man. I mean, they upped their game when they did this. I hate this one, man. I hate this style of module. But that was the technology at the time, so you're forced to use it. But yeah, this is the way to go. So now I'm hoping this remote that's in this DJI Mini 5 Pro will fly, which we're going to find out here in a minute because I'm going to open it up, will fly the Air 3S or the Mavic 4 Pro. We'll see. So we're going to find out. So let me power this down. Let me get this out of the way. And let's get these guys out of the way for now. And let's open up this bad boy and see what we got, what it looks like. So when we're talking prices, if you were to buy this right now on Facebook Marketplace in the US, I'm trying to think. I want to say it's around $1,800 for this guy with the tariffs and whoever gets it, because there is no longer no US support for any DJI drone. So let's talk about the support. I've never needed any support on this one, or this one. I never had any issues out of my drones other than this not pairing sometimes. But other than that, I've never wrecked any of these drones. I don't fly them recklessly. I take pretty good care of them. This one gets the most use out of any of them, as you can see. This one gets a lot of use. I use this one. I love this drone. I love this 2S. But I love the way this one flies. But I love the picture quality on this one. And I'm really getting to like this one too, because it's got good picture quality. I don't send my drones up when there's high winds. If I'm out there on the lower Laguna Madre, I always try to get my drone footage out of the way first thing in the morning, before the wind picks up, because I sent this drone up one time and about 25 mile an hour winds out there, and I like to have never got it back to the boat. It was a big issue, and it was a struggle. So I learned my lesson. I almost lost it in the wind, and after that, no more. So that's why some of my fishing videos have drone footage in it and some of them don't, because the ones that don't have it, that's when the wind was high on the days. I just don't send them up when there's wind. I always like trying to get it in the morning, because one, there's no wind. Two, that's when you have your warmest light for the best quality picture. There's not a lot of contrast, and it just produces the best film. Late in the evening can produce pretty good film, and late in the afternoon because you got warm light, but usually the wind's blowing. It's very rare that you have a still day. But they're fun to fly. So let's take a look at this guy. I'm kind of interested. So anyway, what I'm saying is it runs you about 18 something, $1,800, almost just right under $1,900 to purchase this, if you are interested in purchasing it right now in the US. It's still available. Certain people can get them in, but this one came from Korea. I got this one from Korea. I was trying to get it from Mexico. I have a friend that lives there, but I sent her the stuff, but she never got back with me on it. She's going to look into it, because when I went to the DJI website for Mexico, they don't have a DJI actual website. It's like a dealer, and they have it like in Monterrey and like 2 other places in Mexico that are authorized dealers to sell them. And so I was thinking, like, well, I could purchase one in Mexico, and then if I ever had any issues, I could just go across the border right there and get the warranties taken care of. But that didn't work out. She never got back to me on it. She's gonna look into it, but it never happened. So I couldn't wait any longer, because, and see, this is nice and sealed because the window is closing. Because I need to make a decision here if I'm going to buy one more, and then that's going to be it for me, for my collection of DJI drones to store up in the future. to have. So we're going to take a look here, see what this guy's got in it. Oh, and I didn't tell you what I paid for this one. So what I paid for this one, tariffs and all, and delivery to get it here, $1,500. So it's a lot. So I got it cheaper than if you'll see when you go online, somebody's selling it here in the U.S. The only downside is the warranty is tied to Korea, Seoul, Korea. But like I'm telling you, I've never had an issue with my other ones to where I needed to send it back to DJI to have it repaired, replaced, or whatever. And I've had those drones for years. And like I said, I'm very conservative when I fly. I don't take chances. I only fly within line of sight because I don't take these long extended trips. So here's the actual drone. I always keep it within my line of sight. There's the controller. What else is in here? There's 2 batteries and a charger there. And looks like there's 1 battery already in here. I don't know. I'll have to open that up. I'm not sure what that is. Probably cords and stuff. And that's it. That's in this bag. It's a nice little bag, carrying case. Let me put this over here out of the way. Okay. So, what else was I going to tell you guys about it? Oh, the batteries. So let's look at the batteries first. So I had the option to get a Japanese battery. For an extra price. These batteries only are good for about, I think 36 minutes, I want to say, is the runtime on one of these batteries. But on the Japanese version of these drones, they come with a battery that can run for 56 minutes. But the problem is with that battery is it puts more weight on the drone, and then the drone is more than 249 grams. So if it's more than 249 grams, and if you're doing it as a hobby, you have to register it. If it's if it's 249 and under, and you're doing it as a hobby, you're not required by federal law to register the drone. But I registered mine mini. As you can see, I got my label, my federal ID number on there. So it's registered with the FAA. Even though I wasn't required to do it, I just did it because, I want everything to be on the up and up. Because like I said, if you're not supposed to fly in the area, you're not supposed to fly in the area. I don't have a problem with it. I just need to know. I just didn't know, like when I went to Boca Chica Beach, that I wasn't supposed to be flying there. If I would have known, I would not have flown. Because I understand, SpaceX got stuff that they need to. I mean, it's kind of weird though, where they're located at. They're at a public beach. But they want to have privacy. I don't know, it's kind of, a contradiction in terms, man. You got no privacy down there at a public beach, other than what they keep inside those hangars and stuff that that prying eyes can't see in. But it's I see how they probably struggle with trying to keep, things on the down low until they're ready to actually reveal it. But anyway, so like I said, you can get a longer battery span, but it weighs heavier from Japan. I think it's $129 for the battery, something like that. But then if you're kind of the person that doesn't want to register with the FAA, you know, you might need to rethink that. This one, I'm still going to register it. I have all my drones registered except for that the original one, because I don't have a remote ID transponder on it yet. So, just looking at that, let's get this other one over here and see. It is bigger. So they redesigned this. Look at that. It's bigger, man. It's a lot bigger. The idea of having the mini series is that it fits in your pocket. I don't know if this one's going to fit in my pocket. This one does. But yes, this one also has a bigger camera on it. So it's supposed to have better quality picture taking and video recording than this one. So let's see. I read this has got a nifty thing to hold. You see how this is how the blades don't get held into place? This has got a nifty little strap that's on the gimbal cover that holds the blades in place. And look, and then the gimbal cover holds the blades in place here too. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat, because you see how this one just flaps around? That's pretty neat. I like that. So that's a pretty cool. Oh, let's take a look here. Look at that. All right, so let's set this down. The size of the camera on that little drone. You want to see the difference? Let me show you the difference. I'll pull this off. Let's set this up so you can see it. Big difference, guys. As to this one. So we'll set the 3. Let me put this back on the 3. Get it out of the way for the moment. And I'm going to set this over here for the moment, out of the way, so we can open this up. See what we got going here. I've been told, well, not been told, but I read, this has got to come off, so the gimbal's free. I read that once you initialize this, get it registered and get it, that it will automatically turn on. Look at that. Look how the light came on when I opened it. Pretty cool. So the battery's almost dead. It needs to get charged. I'm sure they send them discharged anyway, so there's no issue with the batteries blowing up in transit. Alright, so here's the controller. What I want to see, where and the little joysticks are right there. I want to see what this controller actually will run. That's what I'm interested in. I want to see what's loaded in here. I love this style of controller with the screen on it. Boy, once they came up with that, that's a game changer. Instead of having to use your phone, it was always a pain. Want it in English? Yes. Software term reviews, I agree. Country, region, United States. Add Wi-Fi network. I got to get my, well, I'm using it, so I can't do that yet. My Wi-Fi network's on my phone. I need to do my hotspot. Where is it? Give me a minute here, guys. Hang on, we're going to pause it for a minute. Okay, so let's see if it's going to work here. Yeah, so see, that's my Wi-Fi network. My cell phone is added. That one's the neighbor's. So we want that one. I'm going to put in my password. Let's see if it connects, because we got to update everything here. Connection failed. What happened? I don't think I changed the password. Let's try it one more time. Alright, hang on guys, I gotta take a look at it. Okay, we got the Wi-Fi working. So we're gonna confirm Central Time. Oh man, I don't remember my account number. Hang on. Okay. Took me a few minutes there to figure out what my password was, because I hadn't used it in a while, but we got it. Sorry, so we're in. So now it says, welcome, let's get started with your guide to use this product. So let's take a look at it, see what it shows. Okay, so shows you where your left dial, right dial, camera zoom, press to record, shutter, press half, autofocus, full press, take a photo. So a half press on this side. I don't know how you would do a half press on that button. Half press to autofocus, full press to take photo. Okay, that's interesting. RTH, press and hold to enable smart RTH. Okay, let's return to home. That's what RTH is. Press for brake, so I guess it's got a brake on it. Okay. Switch flight modes, send, smooth mode, normal mode, sport mode. The send mode is just like more cinematic. It's more smooth and flowing. It slows the drone down to get that more cinematic picture. Normal mode is just normal flying, normal use. And then of course sport mode is fast. You won't have as much stabilization. There'll be, you know, I usually just use the normal mode. It's very rare I'll use the sport mode. I mean, because, you know, I'm all about stabilization. And there's a few times that I've used the cinematic too. So, okay, let's go in here and let's see what we got. So this is initializing wherever you are. Alright, it says information authorization. DJI collects the following information to ensure normal use of related functions. Yeah, so if you're gonna fly it, you gotta, it is what it is. And I usually opt out of this for the experience. It wants to know if you want to you know, give feedback and stuff, and I never have, so I just usually opt out of that. Activate DJI device aircraft. I agree. Yes, we're activating it. Activation successful. Done. Alright, so what do we got here? New firmware available, DJI Mini 5 Pro. So that's one thing you got to make sure is before the ban goes into effect, if you do have a DJI drone, you want to make sure you get the latest updates for it. Another thing about this drone too that I've talked about that I can throw in there, another thing is they no longer support this drone. There is no longer firmware updates or any type of IT support on this old technology. It's all these style of drones now. So just a little FYI. This drone still flies, no problem. As long as you compare it with the controller. And that's always been an issue even when they did have support. Because like I said, that's the first generation. So we're going to hit update. We want to make sure we get everything updated. And I am curious to see if this one will fly the 3S and the Mavic 4 Pro. If that's already downloaded in here in this controller. I guess this is going to take a while. I hope we got the battery's kind of dead. So let's see if it makes it. It may not make it. Alright, so we're going to shut it off here, guys. I need to put this on the charger. Alright, let's take a look and see what else we got. So this is going to come out. And you know, actually, I'm just curious. Does my Mini 3 battery fit? Are they the same size? Curious about that. They look the same. I don't know, let's take a look. Oh, sorry about that, guys. No, they don't fit. It's longer. Huh. Oh, I don't know. Wait a minute. Oh, it does fit. Let's see. So yeah. So my Mini 3 Pro 3 batteries will interchange with the Mini 5. But this one's also low too. Cool deal. So they're the same. Yeah, I need to plug this in, get it charging. Alright guys, I gotta cut it off for now. I gotta get ready to go to work. And then we'll look at it tomorrow when I get home in the morning. Okay guys, I'm back. Just got home from work. So everything should be charged up. I left it on the charger all night. So as you can see, batteries are all fully charged. The remote is fully charged. So hopefully we'll be successful this time. So let's take a look and see. So let me take this off. That way it's free. Okay. So as I was saying, now that it's charged, we'll see if we can get the remote working and everything. But what I was saying was, supposedly, what I read is when you let me close these, and we'll put the battery in, and we'll see if it does it. So let me put the battery in it. I'll put the battery in. All right. So supposedly, with the battery in it, when you open the legs up, it's automatically going to turn on the drone. My other drones don't do that. So let's see if it does that. Yeah. There it is. With this one. Alright, so let's turn on the remote. See what it shows. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're in business now. All right, it says it's got a beginner flight tutorial. So let's see what that tells us to do. I got 0 satellites at the moment. Take off with caution. No satellites. So there's no JPEG. I haven't put a SD card in it. Storage. Let's go to home. I want to see what other drones this thing flies. DJI Mini 5 Pro user feedback. We would like to invite you to answer a few short questions. And that's all right. Yes. Okay, so it says here, check out where to fly and learn about drone rules. Okay, that's pretty cool. No fly spots available nearby. That's pretty neat, because I didn't have that on my other controllers. So they've added that, so it makes it easier so you can know where you can fly and where you can't. It says watch tutorials to learn how to use aircraft. Follow instructions to connect and fly aircraft. Alright, so I got before you fly, no fly spots. Quick transfer, album, install new mini firmware. Well, let's take a look and see if it's going to do it. It's doing it slowly. So I'm going to set it right there. Okay, so while it's doing its firmware update, we can talk about the difference between the two drones. The most obvious difference is, of course, between this one and the Mini 3 Pro is, of course, this has a 1-inch sensor in it and this one doesn't, so it's got a bigger camera. That's the most obvious. Secondly, I think this one only does 4K and 60 f-stops. I'm not sure on this one yet. It probably does 4K, maybe 120 f-stops. It has a longer flying time. And it also has more obstacle avoidance on this one than this one has, that you can program in instead of taking, because normally like on the obstacle avoidance on this Mini 3 Pro, what usually happens is it's got like a preset plan. How can I say? Like, say you got a tree that's 20 feet, and you go up and you go over and you go down the other side of it. And then when you hit return to home, what this will automatically do, this thing is going to go up, not just back up and over the tree, but it goes way up. It's going to go up probably about 100, 200 feet, and then it's going to slowly navigate its way back to its home base to where it was originally flown from. Whereas this one, from what I've read, I haven't gone out and experimented with it, but from what I've read, is you can customize that return to home with this new obstacle avoidance to where you don't have to go all the way up. You can just set the pattern, what the height is, how high you want it to go, and all that, and it'll come right back a lot faster. Anyways, bottom line is you can make this one return home faster than you can that one, than that one. So that makes it easier. So you don't waste your battery life, because you got limited battery life, and you can devote that more to filming than having to use it to return to home. I think this one has nighttime software on it. I don't believe this one does. They both should have AccuTrack. I want to see how good the AccuTrack works on this one, because that's what I'm hoping for, that it's pretty good, because once I get the boat back in the water, I can just zoom in on the boat, and then it can follow me on the boat. And I can be driving the boat while it's behind me and following me, and I can get some really good drone footage like that. But we'll have to see. I won't know till I try it out, when I take it out there. We're at 21%, so it's got a little bit ways to go. What else? What else can we talk about here? Well, I mean, like I said, we can just reiterate again, like the window is closing, the opportunity for buying a DJI drone. More than likely, they probably are going to ban it in December, because right now, as you can see, if you go to Amazon, Walmart, anybody that carries any leftover product of DJI, which are only certain drones, because you can't get the latest from their websites. It's just older models. They're clearancing them out, because the government's already told them, the FCC is already going to add it to the list, and basically the government has told retailers that stock it that they need to deplete their stock. So that's telling me nothing's going to get worked out. I think eventually we will probably have a U.S. company that will step up to the plate, but that's many years out. There's no U.S. drone company in this market that DJI provides for consumers. I mean, they're the king. They sell 70-80% of the drones worldwide, so that ought to tell you. They have a really good product that does a lot of things at a really good price point. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, but I'm sure once they ban it, it'll probably be a few years before there would be any American-made company that will even be able to come close to what DJI offers. So it's a little bit down the road. So the whole point of me getting this is so I have the tools as when I get back out on the Lower Laguna Madre to get you guys really good aerial photos and video of the areas that I fish, so you can see that shallow water and you can see what the fish live in and what the environment is like. I haven't decided. I'm thinking about getting one more. It's either going to be the Mavic Air 3S, because it's a dual camera, because I don't have any of these drones or dual cameras, or it's going to be the Mavic 4 Pro that just came out. It's something I got to think about. I don't know if I really need a Mavic 4 Pro. I mean, that's usually for somebody that's into cinematography, that does that for their livelihood, for their business. That's, it's their job. You know what I mean? Me, it's a hobby, so I don't know if I really need something that advanced, to record what I'm doing. I think I can get by with the 3S, but you never know. I may get it because since it's going to be banned, and I just splurge and bite the bullet and get the bigger drone. And that way I'll have it But I'm leaning towards the Air 3S. That's the one I'm leaning towards because I love that 2S that I have. That drone, I love this drone. This has been a really good drone. I love this drone. I don't know if you can see it. But this is a really good drone. And so the 3S isn't off the table either. So it's kind of a toss-up between the two. I just haven't pulled the trigger on which one yet. I want to see what this remote control does. It's at 52%. Uploading it. Apparently it's and one thing too also, so here's another thing. So when you look at these batteries, this is just a regular battery. This one here has to take firmware update. So on these models, these three models, the batteries also have firmware update that they have to be. They're intelligent batteries, whereas this is just your standard regular battery. It doesn't need that. So that's one thing that I like about this older drone, that it's the simplicity of it. The only thing what I hate that I can't stand is it's a hard time pairing it with the control module to the drone. These are really smooth. But yeah, you have to always have periodically firmware update on these intelligent batteries. And I got two drones that I've had any issues with them. You know, that have intelligent batteries in them. Almost at 69. We're at 59%. We're getting there. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to being able to fly these out there on the lower Laguna Madre when I get back out on the water. It's a lot of fun flying them. And I'll get this one registered. I'll probably take care of that today. Get that out of the way. And we are at 60, still 60%. So it's getting there. So let's, I guess we'll just put it on hold and we'll see and then we'll come back. Okay, guys? Okay. It updated. So now it's rebooting. I see you out there getting some. New version available. What's fixed? Fix certain issues and optimized overall quality. Recent updates. Okay, so let's update it. Did you hear that? Rusty was getting some out there. I already let him out. I gotta go check on him, see what's going on. Okay, it says no. New version, DJ. The fly downloaded, yes. It's gonna restart again. Rusty, you chasing that big bad dog down the road? You need to stay on that property. You don't get out there on the road, you're gonna get ran over, buddy. But you're showing him who's in charge, huh? Had to go get Rusty. He was running down the road after another dog. He needs to learn his manners and not leave the property. Still got work to do with Rusty. Alright, let's see what it shows now. Hopefully we're done with all the firmware updates and regular updates. Let's see. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Aircraft shut off. So let's see if we get connect to aircraft. Connection activated. Safety fly tips. Tutorial. So I need to probably pull out my little joysticks. Right here. Control sticks. I put those on. Which I'm not going to fly it here in the house, guys. I'm just doing the whole setup. So to be able to turn on the remote control or turn on the unit, it's usually one press and then it's a hard hold. And then it'll turn on, see? Okay, so it's already connected. Default size, less overlap standard A, larger text, bigger text, easier to read. I would probably say that one. Since I'm old, eyes aren't what they used to be. Alright, so what I need to do, I want to see what it worked. So I need to shut this back off. And we need to go back. Connect aircraft. Okay. So yes. So this one flies the Mini 5 Pro, which I have. It flies the Mavic 4 that just came out. And look at that. The Air 3S. So I haven't made a decision. I'm either going to get this one or I'm going to get this one. That's something I got to think about. So yes. Cool. That's what I wanted to know. But let's see what else. DJI Mini 5 Pro. What is this? Whoa. There's another one down here. I don't know what the difference is. It flies the Mini 4 Pro, the Neo, and the Flip. So what sucks is it won't fly my Mini 3 Pro. So I gotta have the remote for that one. I just wish DJI would come out with one remote that flies all their stuff. That would be awesome, but you know how it is. The name of the game is to make money. You know. So Mini 4 Pro, Mini 5 Pro, Air 3S, 3, and Mavic 4 Pro. Cool deal. Alright, so we're going to fire that off and see if it automatically goes into it. I'm going to select 5 Pro. Connection successful. See, it's so smooth. I mean, compared to this whole thing, I mean, this is just so smooth. Trying to sync with it. This is why I love these remotes so much, man. It's just easy, flawless connection. All right, so let's see if it's got any stuff that's similar in other ones. So you got safety, you got control, you got camera, and you got transmission. So safety, it's going to give you flight assistance. You can bypass the brake. I'll leave the brake on. I don't need to bypass that. Display radar map, which is on. Advanced return to home. It's set at optimal. It says a meters, so I need to change meters to feet. Oh, darn. All right, so hang on. This is going to be interesting. I'm not good at meters, guys. I got to convert it. Because here in the U.S., you can't fly higher than 400 feet. That's your roof. I usually set my drones to 300 because I want to be 100 feet under. That way I know I'm not violating the airspace. And sometimes I do 250 just to play it safe. I'm going to have to figure out how to change it from meters. It may not, because since I bought this over in Korea, this may not change to standard weights and measures. It may not have that in here. Okay, flight. What are AR settings? Let's see what that are. When enabled, the aircraft is into return to home. Live AR route will be displayed in camera view. Okay. When enabled, AR shadow of aircraft will be displayed. Okay, well, all right, no big deal there. You calibrate the compass, so you still got to turn these bad boys like the old one. The old one you used to have to flip it around. So yeah, so you got to turn this. Now I got to turn it this way to calibrate it. Calibration failed. Recalibrate. Start. Okay. Rotate it. There we go. Took it that time. And what else we got going here? Hold on. Get this one done. So I gotta close this. Hang on. I gotta close this so I can do this calibration. Place it on its side.
Aircraft will power off in 5 seconds. Press any button on aircraft to cancel.
Oh. Aircraft powered off. That didn't work out too well, guys. All right, so there it is. So let's see what else we got here. Control. Oh, here we go. Metric Imperial. That's what we need. You change it to. There it is. So it does have the standard weights and standards. So look, let me turn this back on. until we can get meters out. Alright, we want to go to Imperial units instead. Display zoom. Show larger text in camera for better. Yes, I already did that. Gain expo tuning. Fine tunes. Setting expo aircraft and gimbal. Let's take a look in there. I'm not sure what's in here. So normal. So it gives you cinematic, normal, and sport mode. Horizontal speed 33.6 miles per hour. Max ascent speed 13.4 miles per hour. Max descent speed 13.4. Angular velocity 80 degrees. Yaw smoothness 8 degrees. Brake sensitivity 100%. When stick is pushed up, axis shows that the output on the control stick, while the y-axis shows the actual output on the aircraft. The range extends from, okay, alright, I got that. Higher value indicates max speed control tilt 15 degrees, tilt smooth 8, roll speed 10 degrees, and roll smoothness at 8. Okay, well, I don't see anything wrong with that for the moment. So this one has an FPV mode. That's pretty interesting. So I guess you can get a set of FPV goggles and you can fly it in FPV on this little mini. That's neat. I don't own an FPV drone, but that's pretty cool that they added it on this one. Okay. Stick mode button, repair to aircraft link. So let's look at camera. So it shoots in JPEG, RAW, and JPEG plus RAW. Aspect ratio 4.3. I like 16.9. Resolution. So this one has a 50 megapixel camera on it. I think this one only has a 20. Don't hold me to that on the Mini Pro 3. But that's what I want to say. That's what it has. I'd have to fire it up to see. And we got anti-flicker is on auto. That's fine for now. Instagram. Peak level. Wait. I wasn't done there. When enabled in manual focus mode, the object and focus will be outlined in red. Okay, the higher the peaking level, the thicker the outline. Okay, we can leave that off for now. We'll leave it in auto mode. Overexposure warning. Okay, I can leave that off for now. So grid lines. So I'm not sure what this one has, but if you're doing a lot of cinematography, I think the best one would be this one, because you can level, like you see that top, I don't know if you guys can see this, how it's got two lines going down and that are going vertical and two lines that are going horizontal. What that does is, like on the horizon, for you to frame everything and box it, like how you always hear people that were boxing the frame, you know, photographers or movie people that are gonna shoot a scene. Before they shoot the scene, they box it out first. Well, this is a little cheat here, because it lets you set the frame, and as long as you level this top line, the top horizontal line with the horizon, it's going to box everything in nice and neat and give you exactly what you needed to see. So I'm going to leave it on that one for now instead of in the center. We can do that. Enabling the guide does not affect recorded footage from frame. That's fine. I haven't put an SD card in it, but this one has 42 gigabytes of internal storage, which really isn't much. Well, I guess it's okay. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Because you got to remember, this one, the original Air right here, it only has 8 gigabytes of storage in it. And that's it. So this one comes with 42. So that's a big improvement over that. But I usually use an external SD card anyway. I put that in there, and it's usually 500 gigabyte. And actually with drone footage, I don't really need one that big because most of my footage is shot on GoPros. So that's why the GoPros use the 500 gigabytes, because I you know, in one shooting, I'll do 100 gigabytes easy, you know, and filming when I go out on one outing, easy. New folder. Let's see what else we got here, guys. So make video cache capacity at 2 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes auto. When the max capacity is reached, old cache files are deleted automatically. Okay, that can stay there for now. Allow quick transfer, because the higher you put it here, the more it's going to take from here. So I'll just leave it at that for now. All right, so let's look at transmission, see what that says. Wow, you got live streaming platforms. Let's go into that. I'm not sure what this is. I've never seen this before. So I guess you can live stream with this like you do on... I've never done a live stream on YouTube. Maybe that'll be something I'll do one of these days if I ever get enough subscribers. You know, or we'll see. And cool, you can add this to it. Okay. What other resolution does it give you? It only does it in 720p. That's all it does. It doesn't go any higher. I wish it'd at least do it in 1080p. That would be really cool. So that's something I can think in the future. Think on one of these days, guys. We'll do a live stream out there on the Lower Laguna Madre. The problem is cell phone coverage. That's what the problem is. It's spotty where I fish. Sometimes, most of the time, it doesn't work. There's just few narrow slits to here and there where it works. I have T-Mobile, and surprisingly, it doesn't work very well out there. And, you know, it works pretty good in Port Mansfield and out in Redfish Bay, but from Arroyo City, I guess there's no cell tower anywhere close around there. I have issues with reception, getting a signal. Let's see what else we got here. Channel mode, we'll leave that for now. I'm not gonna do anything with that at the moment. And then this is just about it. I guess it tells you the name, Mini 5 Pro, Wi-Fi name, Mini 5 Pro 6CA, model, aircraft firmware, on RC firmware. So let's check for updates for aircraft firmware. Oh, my connection's not connected anymore. Okay, so I'll have to reconnect. Save flight data, app static data. Okay. All right, guys, so this is where we're going to leave it for now. And then we'll also add to this video. I'll take it out and fly it. And we'll... But for now, we're going to sign it off here. Okay, there we go. Now we're back. Next thing is take it out and fly it. Oh, what is this? Oh, okay. I guess you can get some kind of belt or strap that goes over your shoulder, and you can hook this into a strap and it holds it next up against your chest. I think that's what those are for. And then, of course, this is where your SD card goes. This is where you charge it. Let's see what's on the bottom here. You got a C1 and C2. I'm not exactly sure what each one of these do just yet. But that's something I'm going to have to mess with. But that's all I got for now, guys. And then, of course, this is your left to right. up and down, just like it is on the other controllers. This is take a picture. This is the video record, or no, this is to take a picture. This is the video record. Cool, cool beans. All right, we'll talk to you later. Okay. Good job, Cassie. That's what we needed. Trout. Next cast, and look what we got. Beautiful trout. That's what we need. Good job, little buddy. Good job. You gonna lick him? Looking for good luck? No? Just gonna watch him. Alright. I'm gonna get him off the line.